this is Psychic Medium Lisa Marie Frobel, and I am recording a new podcast this evening. It's getting late in the evening, so I wanted to record something before I go to bed later on. What I would like to talk about is what happens when we pass away. What happens, a lot of people want to know and or curious, and it's a difficult topic. I have many people in my family that I have lost along the way. Excuse me. I sound a little, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean, what happens? You know, our bodies can no longer function physically, and our soul, our essence, our energy leaves our physical bodies, and sometimes they can't move on to the spiritual realm, and they are essentially stuck here in the physical reality, and that is what is known commonly as a ghost. For the most part, a lot of people can transition fairly easily, um, as, a, as long as they don't have anything, keeping them here in the physical reality, something causing them, I can't move on because of X, Y, and Z. Since so many people right now are leaving Earth, our physical reality, a lot of people that, we love, admire, and it is sad. And, that's something else I wanted to touch on real quick is, why do we mourn celebrities? Why do we mourn people that we don't know? Yeah, because, social media plays a real big part in that, because so many of these celebrities have, social media accounts, and we get to know them that way. And, we become rather attached. Like, oh, wow, this person has an Instagram account, and they share their I can't talk, daily lives. They interact with us. They like our comments. They reply to us. And yeah, it's, yeah, we do get attached rather quickly. And it's normal to be sad when someone we love and admire um, passes away. But again, I want everyone to know that, when we leave our physical bodies, I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. I have to be careful what I say, because I almost did get in trouble with YouTube a couple weeks ago for something I posted. Nothing bad, nothing horrendous, nothing offensive, but I did get in trouble. So they flagged me. So I had to delete that and repost it. Again, it was nothing bad, I promise. So I'm trying to be careful with how I choose my words right now. Don't want to get in trouble. But, I used to work in a nursing home, and I, saw people, residents, towards the end of their lives. I saw what happened. Um, yeah, so leaving our physical bodies when they can no longer function physically, we essentially, it sounds cliche, but we float out of our physical body, and, family members come in that are on the other side, spiritual realms, angelic beings, all kinds of beings of light and positivity come around to greet us, when we pass away. And the same thing is for animals too. So when you lose a pet, the same thing happens. They leave their physical bodies as well. Um, there's a lot of information out there. Of course, I'm not the only professional psychic medium on the web and social media. So this is my, from my experience, this is from my perspective. This is all based on my abilities. Everyone is different. Every psychic medium out there is different. So you might see someone else like, oh, well, they said this and they said that, but she said this, she said that. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. But this is from my experience. So, anyway. But, yeah, you essentially, flew out of your body. If nothing's holding you back here on earth, you can go to the spiritual realm. And you can move between the physical reality and spiritual reality as often as you want. Over there in the spiritual reality, there are spirit guides, there are other dimensions, other realities, and past lives, and it's just really, it's pretty cool. I actually, with all the different, yeah, there are animal spirit guides over there. You could see your loved ones. You could see the pets that your pets have passed away, and yeah, it's very, very comforting. It's all positive and healing, and you can, review your past lives. But there is no time. Time doesn't exist over there. Once you leave your physical body, there is no time. So, yeah. But like I said, other people have other perspectives, other, because I'm not the only one. Well, yeah, I communicate with ghosts, with all kinds of spirits. Oh, gosh, sitting the wrong way. I communicate with nature spirits. So, yeah, I see, hear, communicate. I can communicate with the spiritual realm. I could see everything. So, but again, you'll hear different people say different things, and they'll tell you what they see, what they feel, what they hear, and what they know. And it's like there are a bunch of other perspectives out there, but it is getting rather late. So, like I said, you know, physical, when we pass away, um, and once you're out of your physical body, um, as long as you don't feel that you can't move on, you are able to move on. You are able to go to spiritual reality, and you can take as long as you want over there to do whatever you feel that needs to be done. I said there is no time. There are no limits. You can travel between spiritual and physical realities. You can, check on your loved ones that are here in the physical reality. So what else do I want to say? I'll go back to ghosts real quick. Yeah, ghosts are, you see all the ghost programs and paranormal programs. I do spirit photography, and yeah, I've taken photos of ghosts. I mean, ghosts and spirits, and ghost is a spirit, just a spirit that cannot fully transition to spiritual realm. And I treat them all with respect, the ghosts and spirits that I deal with, which you should always, treat them with respect. And sometimes they don't want to be bothered. They don't want, to show them my photos. And those photos are not the paranormal photos of orbs and whatnot. That's all, that's not, that's real, I'm not faking it. I've dealt with skeptics. Oh my God. Anyway, one in particular that I won't name, but oh, God, he's such a. Anyway. Um, but there's no way for me to manipulate anything, like orb or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's all real. I never thought to investigate hunted neighbor. Like, yeah, investigate my haunted neighborhood. I don't have a car, so it's like, wow, I can step outside and do paranormal stuff or take pictures and all that in my own neighborhood. What else did I want to ramble on about? Backtracking to why we mourn people we don't know, famous people. Yeah, but it might say parasocial relationships. That might have something to do with it. But it's okay. I mean, it's totally valid to mourn someone that you loved and admired on screen, off screen, online, offline. It's completely normal. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I'm getting a little tired. So I'm going to end this podcast, everyone. And take care. Love you all. Be good to one another. Spread light and positivity. Thank you all.